Hey, what's going on guys? Tyrant back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. With the game being out for 2 weeks now, Bandai has released a patch which changes some things in the game, and yes, that includes you. But before we get into that guys, if you like the content I'm putting out, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out, and I'm trying to hit 20k before the end of the year. Alright, last week the Dragon Ball Games Twitter put out a post saying that there will be a patch on the way for late October, and it's going to change a number of things in the game, including online control scheme issues, difficulty settings, character balance, or in this case just Yajirobe, and improved operational stability, whatever the hell that means. The first one was actually a major issue and only came into effect when 2 players matched online with differing control schemes. For those of you that don't know, you can use the classic Budokai Tenkaichi 3 controls in this game, as well as a new standard control settings just for Sparking Zero. This would cause the player that was using the standard controls to be unable to do certain actions such as tag and use some super moves. I myself experienced this many times, and it's actually one of the reasons why I DQ'd from the TNS online tournament last week. It was just so frustrating, I just didn't want to deal with it, so I just DQ'd out. But yeah, it just basically gave a massive advantage to the player on Classic because the opponent can't tag or use most of their moves, so it's really silly, and I'm really glad that they fixed that. I streamed the entire day yesterday on the new patch, and yeah, I didn't have any issues with controls or anything like that, so looks good from here, Bandai. I did notice, however, there are some weird things in the menus, like after a ranked game, for example, when it gives you the option to rematch, leave, do whatever, it sometimes forces your cursor down. Like, I don't understand this, and this has been there since release. I don't understand it, and I kind of wish they would fix it, because I feel like this is probably half the reason why you don't get rematches online, aside from not being able to take the L. The next thing they wanted to adjust was the difficulty levels when playing certain stages in episode battle when you select lower difficulty. Now, the single player content in this game is not extremely challenging, it's certainly no Dark Souls or anything like that, but there was a lot of talk on social media, especially about the Great Ape Vegeta fight. Now, I don't get this. I've seen a lot of people say this boss was extremely tough, and I don't get it, man. And I know that a lot of people that play these games are not trying to play sweaty or, you know, be pro or anything like that, and that's completely fine. Like, whatever your skill level, you should be able to enjoy a video game for what it is and have fun with it. So yeah, I mean, if they want to make the game easier, then sure, as long as more people can enjoy it, that's a W for me. But for real though, that boss wasn't hard to get good. The next one is a pretty big one, and probably the biggest change in the patch notes, and that is the changes or nerfs to Yajirobe. This guy was seen as one of, if not the most cheap character in the game, and it comes down to the fact that he can basically have infinite health. Especially in DP battle, this can get kind of out of control, as he can just kind of back off and use Senzu beans to recover his life at the cost of 5 skill bars, of course. The fact that he only costs 2 DP is actually criminal, I'm not gonna lie. Basically what they've done now is increased his max skill point cost from 5 to 6 and made the Senzu bean cost all 6 of those bars. He also enters the fight now at 0 skill points instead of 2, which was kind of overbearing as he was almost halfway already to the goal of having 5 bars. This obviously makes it a much bigger task for him to get to 6 and use that Senzu bean, which means we should be seeing it less in matches overall. Not only that, they also removed half a health bar from this character, which means he has less maximum health overall. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the tweet from Dragon Ball Games, I was thinking, okay, they're gonna like make him do less damage, he's gonna cost like 5 DP, like they're gonna change something about him that actually makes people not want to use him as much. Now, when I saw what they actually did, I was thinking that is really not that bad, and I didn't even consider dropping him from my team. So I tried him all day yesterday, and honestly, he's still ridiculous. Like, he's still almost as good as he was. It just means that you're going to get Senzu bean a little bit less, and you've got to be smarter with your switches rather than keeping him on point. This might deter some players from using him and running down the clock, but honestly, that's just the way the game is played, to be honest, with stuff like vanish battles and running down the clock. Like, there are some really strong strategies in this game when it comes to stalling, and I don't think Yajirobe is going to be going anywhere, to be honest. Now, the devs have said before that like they were making this game without the expectations of a competitive field or anything like that. Like, they just wanted to make a cool Dragon Ball game. But yeah, people are always going to try and like make it competitive somehow. And I've seen some talks on social media about, oh, this game should be a main game at EVO. And I heavily disagree with that statement. Like, this is not a spectator fighting game. This is an arena fighting game that you play for fun. I don't think that trying to force some kind of esports environment on this game is really going to take it anywhere or work, to be honest, because of the way the game is. Like, it's an arena fighting game that you should just take as that. It's a fun game. You can play it semi-competitively, but at the same point, it's like it's too unbalanced to really have a true fleshed out traditional fighting game experience here. Like, and you've got to remember that this game was created with a love for Dragon Ball in mind, not a love for the FGC or fighting games. So I respect it for that. That's what we have DBFZ for. That's what the Fighters scene is there for. And, you know, that game isn't going anywhere, I don't believe. A sequel to Fighters would be the dream. And if you know about me or my content, you definitely know that I'm heavily invested and passionate about Dragon Ball Fighters. And, you know, like, I've been doing commentary and producing content about that game for many years. But yeah, long story short, Sparking Zero, play for fun, sweaty game, and Dragon Ball Fighters, play for serious, sweaty game. There's no right or wrong answer here, it just comes down to what you prefer, and that's totally fine. Another thing I thought I would mention is that the game will be featured at Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour, which is the big sort of end of season finale for stuff like the Dragon Ball Fighters Tour and, you know, the Dragon Ball card game tour, stuff like that. But they also feature a lot of stuff for just attendees, and they have like live stage shows and panels and things like that. So there's a lot to do if you're a fan of Dragon Ball. It's really fun. I've been going since it first started. You know, I've been lucky enough to provide commentary for the Fighters side of things, so that's a lot of fun. But yeah, it's a really, really cool event if you're a Dragon Ball fan. Now, do I think they're going to have Sparking Zero tournaments there? I don't know about that. Like, to be honest, I think if they are going to have Sparking Zero on show there on main stage or anything like that, it's most likely just going to be DLC showcases or reveals or exhibitions or maybe some free play between attendees just for fun. And I don't think they're going to have anything too competitive there unless heavy restrictions are in place, because to be honest, having something like Yajirobe mirror match up there on the main stage and on stream or whatever could actually be detrimental to the game. Like, it could actually backfire pretty bad if they offer some serious prizes and they get some some fellas up there just munching senzu beans non-stop. Like, that could actually be it could hurt the game. But I think having stuff like, you know, like a showcase for characters, like if Beast Gohan or whatever isn't out yet, they showcase that well, that could be a really, really good thing. So yeah, let's see what they go with here, and who knows, man. Like, I'll report from the event anyway, and I'll be sure to get some footage or even try and play if I can. So that could be fun. Dragon Ball Games also mentioned that they improved operational stability in the tweet, but that's way too vague. And of course, there were no actual patch notes revealed for this, otherwise I'd be reporting on that instead. But I only have what we have to go by here. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys thought about the game so far in the 2 weeks it's been out. And yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoy the content. Once again, please don't forget to subscribe, guys. Drop a comment, like the video, all that good stuff. I'm trying to boost my videos through the algorithm right now and trying to conquer that YouTube stuff. So yeah, man, be with me on this journey, and I'll see you guys in the next stream or video. Take care, everybody.